Okay, so here I was just telling you about this syllabus, right? Which you can read in your heat and mass transfer. So this is the book for today. Okay, so this is the book. I will send you this book in WhatsApp. So this is a book called Heat Transfer: A Practical Approach, Yunus A. Senegal. In this, you have to read chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Okay, so this will cover your heat transfer, and there is a separate chapter for mass transfer, which is your chapter number 14. Okay, so there are four chapters which you require to read basically. Okay, okay. Now, if you go to chapter 1, see, if you go to chapter 1, this tells about basics of heat transfer, right? So these are some basics like what are the different ways of heat transfer, like conduction, convection, and radiation, right? So basically there are only three ways through which this heat can transfer. One is conduction. Conduction happens when the energy transfer takes place between the particles, right? And convection happens when energy transfer takes place from the solid body to the liquid body, right? Conduction happens within the body, you can say, and convection happens from one body to another body, but that body should be liquid or a fluid. Okay, okay. Now third stage is radiation. So radiation happens by just kind of electromagnetic wave, right? Suppose you are we are heating in a heater, right, which we use in the case of winter. So the heat which is coming from there is basically radiation. Okay, so radiation is some kind of electromagnetic energy which we receive. Okay, so that does not require any medium to transfer. The energy which we get from the sun is also one kind of radiation. Okay, so these are the three ways of heat transfer. So you read in chapter 1. So these things you can read, means line by line. If you read, then these are some basic things you will understand easily. Like, okay, so I'm just telling you next. These things you can read on a surface level only. You don't need to go very deep. So these are some basic concepts of thermodynamic, like increase of internal energy. It is related with heat capacity at constant volume, then change in temperature. Okay, so, but these things, so you don't need to think more. Then something called as heat flux, right? So, uh, how do you define any kind of flux? Like there is a motion of the some particles or something which is traveling per unit area, right? Like what is the amount of, you can say something like intensity, like what is the amount of electromagnetic waves which is falling on a certain area. So similarly the amount of heat which is traveling through certain area, so that is defined as heat flux. Okay, so these are also some basic things. Heat flux, then first law of thermodynamics, you know about this. Okay, here also it is the same thing. Q is equal to mcp T. Okay, this is also where there is a heat liberation. at constant pressure, like suppose you are giving some heat, okay, in a material, then we know q is equal to cp dt. Q is equal to cp dt, we must have read, right? Integration of cp dt. So similarly here it is basically cp into delta t. Okay, so this formula you know, right? Q is equal to cp into delta t. Yeah. Yeah, now if you see section number 1 5, you can actually note down also these things. If you read this section number, yeah, yeah, section number 1 dash 5. So these three mechanism it is described in a more way, like what is conduction, what is, see this conduction, the formula of conduction is q is equal to ka t1 minus t2 by delta x. Okay, or it is also like minus ka delta t by delta x. So why here it is a minus? Because it travels from higher temperature to lower temperature, so always the change which we write it as final minus initial, so that's why there will be a negative sign. So we put here a negative sign to take this into account. Okay, so you know this formula, right? Q is equal to minus ka delta t by delta x. This is for conduction. uh, let's see the next one. Then here is something about this thermal conductivity. Okay, you just read it, it is not so difficult that you can't understand. Okay, then some conductivity value. Then there is a term called thermal diffusivity, right? So this also you can read. You read this one, right? Thermal diffusivity. You write. Uh, this is I am showing it from a book. Okay, okay. So now you are able to see this book, right? Sai Teja, you are able to see. Oh, okay. So I think there was something glitch. Varun. Okay. So thermal diffusivity. You read this one. Thermal diffusivity. You write it down. Thermal diffusivity. You read it. This is page number, and this is under chapter 1. So there will be no issue. The next is the convection. Like what is convection? Then there is a formula for convection. Okay, that is q convection equal to h into a into ts minus t infinity, where ts is the surface temperature and t infinity is the fluid temperature or the environment temperature. Okay, so this part it is clear. Now the third one is the radiation. See, radiation, if you see the formula q, that is which is emitting, is equal to sigma area A into temperature to the power 4, right? So this is also called as Stephen Boltzmann law, right? For the case of radiation. Okay, now in the next thing, this formula has been again written as q emission is equal to epsilon sigma as into t to power 4. Epsilon to take care of kind of body which is there. Like suppose it emits all energy, then it will have emissivity of 1, like a black body. So black body has a emissivity of 1. That means it has tendency to absorb all energy, and suppose energy is getting out from its material, like from this black body, then it will release all the energy. Okay, so that's why the emissivity here it is 1. Okay, so the black body is the perfect one. So not all body are called as the black body. So some are gray. So gray will have emissivity less than 1 and greater than 0. Then here you also read this Kirchhoff's law, right? So you write it down. So you have to read this Kirchhoff's law. This is also simple. This is also based on conservation of energy, right? Now for the case of radiation, when there will be a temperature difference, so the formula will be Q radiation is equal to epsilon sigma area into Ts to the power 4 minus T surrounding to the power 4. You can see the slide, right? Visible now. Okay. Now these are the some types of heat transfers which happens in a different way, like, but it is not practically that only one kind of heat transfer will happen. So there are multiple kind of heat transfer which will happen. Like there was a also question which was asked in GATE. Like suppose we are pouring a liquid metal in the ladle. Okay, we are pouring a liquid metal in a ladle, and this ladle is made up of bricks. Okay, so what are the different kinds of heat transfer which is taking place in this complete system? So what can you think of? And why not radiation? Yeah, radiation will happen because the molten metal which is there is at very high temperature. So since it is at high temperature, so this will give you heat also in the environment, right? So this will give you heat. So this means a body which is at higher temperature always emits some kind of radiation. You must have heard this thermal imaging or thermography. Like you must have seen the something in Discovery Channel or some National Geographic channel uh, that people used to go in the night in the woods to find some animals, right? So they used to do some thermal scanning, and they used to measure the amount of heat which is liberated. Since animals, humans liberate more energy, so they get caught in the camera, and others like plants and these things, they do not liberate energy. So that is not caught. So radiation is going to happen if it is heated for any temperature, then radiation will happen. So radiation basically is inherent, like it is going to happen. Okay, okay, so here also it is going to happen basically because it is at very high temperature. Okay, so these were three types of heat transfer. Okay, now this is completed. Your chapter number 1 it is completed. So three formulas you have learned from this chapter. Okay, now if you go to this chapter 2, Okay. In chapter 2, I think you will have to read, but you will have to read very judiciously because not all are required. Okay, in chapter 2, just read section 2 1 and 2 2. Okay, so that also you don't need to remember these things, but you just read that one. 2 3, leave it, these are lengthy one, these will not be asked. Rest you leave it. Let me see here. Okay, in chapter 2, just read section 2 1 and 2 2. Okay, is it fine? Okay, now let us come to chapter 3. Chapter 3 is your most important chapter. Yeah, you will have to read section 3 1. So here it is telling about this formula Ka T1 minus T2 by length, that is dx, right? So I think you remember this. Now this is, yeah. Uh, so here you see there are three equations which are written together. So that is for radiation here, then convection, then conduction. Okay. Okay. Thermal resistance network. Okay. So you read all sections. I think you will have to read for this chapter number 3, and they are a very numerical problem also, so you will get a very good idea. Yeah, section 3 2 is also very important, thermal contact resistance. So one question was asked in GATE in 2016 or 15 regarding this thermal contact resistance. Okay. So it is, yeah, it is. So do you know how to find this thermal contact resistance? Have you read? You have read before also? Okay, okay. Now, heat conduction in cylinders and spheres. This is what it is also very important. The formulas are important. Generally, numericals are not given on this because it becomes slightly difficult. But numericals can be given on this by simplifying some data as values. Okay. So now, if you see for the heat conduction in a cylinder, so a hollow cylinder has got internal surface and external surface, and it has got a length, right? So see the how this formula changes. See what is the formula for the case of cylinder? Q conduction in cylinder is equal to, you read it like this, T1 minus T2 divided by ln R2 by R1 divided by 2 pi Lk. Okay. Yes, Saisri, you can see the formula. This is different as you are talking, right? Okay. So Saisri, Varun, and Saiteja. Do you also remember this formula for a cylinder? Okay, if you don't remember, don't worry. You just read this one. Now, for a case of a sphere, it is written like this: T1 minus T2 divided by R2 minus R1 divided by 4 pi R1 R2 K. Right? So this is the formula which it changes for a sphere. Now these are for some multi-layering. Okay. So these sections you will have to read. Okay. Chapter number 3 you have to read. I think if you read completely, then it will be very, very good. You will not skip any questions. Yeah, there is also a term called critical radius of insulation. Okay. So you read this section also. This is also important. This is easy. Critical radius of conduction, right? Of insulation. It is also very easy because this is the term Q and it is differentiated and we find the radius, right? So you will see the derivation also. You can do it by yourself. Or you just remember that critical radius for a sphere it is 2 times of K by H and for a cylinder 1 time of K by H. Okay. Uh, 3 Section 3.6 you don't read because this is not required. Heat transfer from finned surface. Okay. Hello. Yeah. So section 3.6 you do not read. This is not required. 3.6 it is not required. Yeah. So up to section C. Steady heat conduction in plane walls. Section 3.1. 3-1 section 3-2 thermal contact resistance 3-3 generalized thermal resistance network 3-4 heat conduction in cylinders and spheres critical radius of insulation heat transfer from finned surfaces heat transfer in common configurations. Okay, so there are 7 things but you have to read only up to 3-5. Okay, is it fine? Okay, so now tell me what are some doubts you have. Means what you have to read now it is fine for you. Up to chapter 3 you have to read. Okay. Then next time I will tell you what you need to read in mass transfers. So first you complete this one. Okay. Whatever I have said. Okay. Now let me open. Okay. So what are the three things, three formulas which we know? One is for conduction, another is for convection, then third one is for radiation. Okay, so here Q is equal to minus Ka delta T by delta X, right? Convection we write it minus HA into delta T. Okay, in case of radiation we write Q is equal to epsilon sigma A to the power 4 to the power 4 minus T infinity to the power 4. Okay, it is like this. Okay, so in the case of radiation it is your E is emissivity, epsilon is emissivity, sigma is Stephen Boltzmann constant, that is equal to 5.67 into 10 power I think minus 8. I got confused whether it is exactly minus 8 or not. I think it is minus 8. You will see in the book also. Okay, you can see from the book. Then A is your area, then this is the thing, right? So this formula has again been manufactured in a such a way, like you can call it like delta T by delta X into K into A, right? Or you can write, I'm omitting this minus sign, okay? So delta T by delta X, you can write it like length by Ka. So this can be written as T1 minus T2 divided by resistance, right? Resistance of conduction, that is L by Ka, right everyone? Okay, so similarly can we write for this convection Q, we can write it as delta T by H into A, or we can write it as T1 minus T2 by, sorry, it will be like 1 by H, है ना? Right, so 1 by HA. So T1 minus T2, T1 minus T2 by R for convection. So R convection is equal to 1 by HA, right? Okay, so can we do the same thing for this radiation? How will you do? Suppose someone asks you to find this resistance for this equation for the case of radiation. This is what you are telling, right? 1 by, this is 1 by epsilon sigma A, right? You are telling like this? Yeah. But just see, is it right? No, it is not right. Why? See, the resistance will be like, see, it will like change in temperature divided by some value. that will be, and the some value which will be there, so that will be something like a resistance. Okay, like V is equal to IR, this has been related with this equation na? This has been related with V is equal to IR, right? So I is equal to V upon R, something like this. So what happens when the heat is conducted, suppose from one brick to another brick? So this is like a series connection, right? Because one brick is there and the next brick is there. So if the heat is conducted from this surface to this surface, the amount of heat liberated will be same. So this is what it happens in the case of current also when it is in series. Suppose there is a resistance, then again it is a resistance. So suppose R1 is there, R2 is there. So suppose I current is flowing. So this I current will flow in this first resistance and always and also in the second resistance, right? Yes. So similarly this Q which is flowing will be same in first brick as well as the second brick. Okay, so this I is always equal to V1 minus V2 by R. Okay, that means voltage by R. So there is only change in voltage, that is V1 minus V2. It is not V to the power 4 minus V2 to the power 4. Means if it is V2 V to the power 4 and V2 to the power 4, so this will not be considered as a change. So what you will have to do, you will have to again you will have to write it like this. Now see how I am writing. Can I write like this? Yes, everyone. Saiteja, Varun. Okay. So next thing, till now also it is not perfect. So next thing I will write like this. अरे यार, this touch issue is there. Can I write it like this? Yes, everyone. Varun, Saiteja. So now this T minus T infinity is the change, right? So now this, so a resistance in the case of radiation will be equal to 1 by epsilon sigma A t square plus t infinity square t plus t infinity. Okay, okay. So this I wanted to tell you so briefly. Hope you must have got something new, right? Okay, okay guys, so this is from my side. So now I would suggest you read different sections and